Time now for our second midday forum. Joining us is financial expert Brett Shunkwiler. Thanks for being here. I'm still several years away from retirement, but a lot of people are at that age. And when we talk about retirement, there's always concerns about taxes, how your savings are going to be taxed. You know, if you have a 401k, I think you have to wait till you're, 59 and a half until you can get that out before you get that penalty. But what specifically do you want to discuss today when it comes to retirement and taxing?
Yeah, you're right. So if you pull it out pre-59 and a half, 10% penalty there. But, you know, the government the tax rules here this last year that affected us this year. So a lot of people made changes in their withdrawals and withholdings and whatnot. So the Government Accountability Office found out that when they made these changes that sometimes they overestimated. So people's paycheck was higher, but they might actually end up owing more, even though they get a little bit higher right now, depending on what their HR department then figured out. Because everybody's different. Everybody's got a different scenario. So if you don't know what your withholding should be, on my website, shunkwilerfinancial.com, I got about 30 different calculators to help you figure it out. If that's not complicated enough, feel free to call in or whatnot. We'll sit down with you, help you out.
Okay, no, okay. Well, let me ask you this. So, if I'm at retirement age, what should I know right now? If I'm kind of confused, I know you have your website there, but you know, should we be expecting a bigger tax bill, I guess, or what?
Well, about 80 to 90% of Americans, based on these changes, they're expecting to actually have lower taxes.
Oh, yeah, right.
But there are a bunch of people that, you know, in that 10 to 20% range that do have higher. A lot of times they might be small business owners or high-income earners or families with lots of children, things of that nature. Although you might think that'd help out. Right. If they're over the age of 17, it might not. Actually, if you are interested in learning more and like, all right, how might this affect me, do have a free workshop next week. So at Calvert Rec Center. It's called Taxes in Retirement.
Wow. So it's jam-packed, I'm sure.
Yeah, from 11 to 12:30 at the Calvert Rec Center on both Monday and Tuesday next week.
Okay, it's free.
It's free. Yeah.
What are the kind of questions that people ask you? What are the most popular questions, I guess, when older folks retire and come up to you about taxes? Now, are they concerned mainly about their nest egg and how long it's going to last, or how much the government's going to eat at it, or inflation now is a big concern? I know, eating into people's paychecks as we're seeing the interest rates tick up a little bit.
Yes, yes, and yes. So, you know, they want to know, do I have enough? And it's all relative. You know, I have people that, you know, 2 doctor clients in Omaha, they spend lots of money. And I have other clients here in Lincoln that say, hey, we don't make as much, but we don't need as much. So everybody's different depending on the standard of living. But, you know, taxes in regards to Social Security and, you know, how much do I ultimately get back in my pocket at the end of the day? And also inflation, like you said, roughly every 20 years at a 3 to 3.5% inflation, everything doubles.
Wow.
So it's hey, my spouse and I are living off of $75,000 now. You might need 150 grand. You know, 20 years from now, does your assets and your income and pensions and Social Security account for that?
Finally, do you think people are just going to have to work longer? I mean, going into the future, we talk about massive deficits and maybe the reduction in Social Security payments, Medicare out of control, all these different things. Do you think there's going to come a time when people are just going to have to work longer, maybe 75, even 80?
I sure hope not. If they sit down with me, hopefully not.
Right.
But, you know, they might. You know, people are living a lot longer. When Social Security was established, you know, the average age was only about age 65, and that was the same time that you could turn it on.
Right,
So
I know.
It's not supposed to last near as long as what it has, so yeah, people are, you know.
When you're living to 100, and you're taking, well, anyway, we're out of time here, but good stuff. We could talk all day, I'm sure, about it, but we've got to get to a commercial break, so we will be right back. You're watching Channel 8 Eyewitness News Midday. Thanks for coming in today.
Yep, thank you.